Fire red, no.
We fell in love while we danced.
Oh, get.
FIRERED family, we have the pleasure of introducing to you Shirley Jones from the Jones Girls.
Yes, hello.
Can I thank you first of all for allowing us to interview you?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey?
My journey's been a long one, about 45 years. Me and my sisters started as young girls in Detroit.
Yeah.
And what can I tell you? I miss them terribly, but we had at least 30 good years together before. Now they both have made their transition, and I'm just here, keeping that legacy alive, and I intend to do that until I can't do it no more.
How did the Jones Girls come about?
My mom, we started out as her background singers. My mother was she was the first black gospel singer that RCA Records signed.
Her name is?
Mary Frazier Jones. They signed her the same day that they signed Little Richard to the pop side. They signed my mother to the gospel side. This was many years ago before I was even born.
So you was destined to sing anyway?
Oh yeah. She made sure, because the minute she heard our voices, me being the oldest, she started me singing, and then when she started hearing Brenda, then it was the two of us for the longest, and Valerie still. Then once she knew that Valerie had a voice too, she drilled us. And I mean, we were rehearsing at least 2-3 times a week. My godmother happened to be an excellent piano player. And the older we got, it seemed like the more we rehearsed, because she felt that kept us away from the boys. Which it did up until about 18 or 19. Then we were like all in, you know. wasn't no controlling us then.
What inspired you to write?
What inspired us, our biggest idols growing up were especially the female groups, like the Supremes, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, but definitely Diana Ross and the Supremes. And then when she got us we got the opportunity to be her background singers in 1976. We became her background singer. She had been turning everybody down, and we had heard. We were flying from Detroit to LA doing background singing for everybody. Holland, Doja Holland's label of people, Frida Payne, Aretha, Cher. We were doing background singing. So one time when we were going, they told us that Diana was looking for some singers to go on tour with her, and she had been turning everybody down. So our manager said, well, are you all going to, y'all want to try? We said, yeah, we'll try. So we drove all up this mountain thinking that we were auditioning for her manager. We did not know Diana Ross was in the back room. So we went in there, and McKinley Jackson, who was managing us at the time, he was also a piano player. We started singing Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Reach Out and Touch. Then we didn't hear anything for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then all of a sudden she came from out the back room and said, can you guys get some passports? And we almost hit, because we did not know that let us know that we got the job. We're like, passport? She said, we're going to London. And we're like, London? Oh my God. And we had only been out, out of Detroit and Cleveland, California, throughout the USA.
But such a big star as well.
So it was that was the beginning of it. And then when told us a little later on that we were too good to sing background behind her or anybody else for a long time. And she says, you know, I changed my clothes 5-6 times in my show. So you guys get a song that you're going to sing during one of my costume changes because I want to introduce you to the world. Oh. And that was another, oh my God, you know, we're like, we can't believe this is happening. And one night when we were in Philadelphia, she did it, and Dan Woodhuck happened to be in the audience, and they were floored. They came, when we came off stage, they said, are you guys under contract to anybody? And we're like, no, and they said, our people need to speak to your people. Yeah. And within 3 months, we were signed to them. So, and then the rest of it is history. Yes.
Why is music important to you?
Music is my life. Music to me is, as people say, it's the universal language, but I say it is the soul healer. And if we had more music, the kind of music that we did back in the day that we all try to keep bringing here, it would be less hatred, I think less wars, because music, when people that are into music, it's just loving and it just soothes your soul, your spirit, it really does.
Definitely. Music has taken you all over the world, I know this.
Oh yes.
Can you tell us some of the places it's taken you and anywhere that's memorable to you?
Oh my goodness, Japan, the Philippines, London. This is like my second home. The Bahamas, Jamaica, China. I mean, the one place I haven't gone where I want to go is Africa. I don't care where, but all that. And I intend to, in fact, they wanted me to do something. I got something coming up next year over there. So, but everywhere. And people, that's one thing I say. People love music. It's a healer. It transcends languages and everything. You just start singing these songs, and people just seem to just emulate love for each other.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Can you tell us about some of the collaborations you've done?
Oh, we've done stuff for everybody. We do Gene Carn, Glenn Jones, Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, Cher, Teddy Pendergrass, Lou Rawls, Patti LaBelle. We were singing because even when we were with Diana, we worked with her 7 months out of the year, but during those months that she was off, she did allow us to sing with other people. Yeah. So we were the premier background singers in California from, say, 76 up until our own stuff started coming out around 1980. And then we still did some stuff after that for Aretha, background, Brass Fever, so many, Curtis Mayfield, Leroy Hudson. We were doing background for absolutely everybody.
Would you mind sharing the current struggles you think a recording artist might come up against?
Struggles?
Yeah.
Well, if you lose your voice, so you gotta take care of your voice. Yeah. So you really have to, take care of that. Drugs and alcohol, those things, they were very, very, in fact, that was a big part of me and the girls. It was alcohol, not drugs. So, but it's so easy to be persuaded,
to be sociable.
Yes, and so that's one of the struggles. And then you have to. One thing, a lot of people, once people start flocking to you, and one thing, like people start getting, like I call it the big hit. Yeah. But my mother used to always tell us to be grounded. She would say, listen, ladies, I don't care how far or how big you may get, I want you all to remember that just like God gave you that talent, someone else has it too. So don't ever think you're above anybody. Yeah. You definitely would not below anyone, but don't ever think that you're better. Yeah. So, and I have listened, carried that lesson with me. Yeah, because it's just about the music. All I want to do is the smiles on people's faces when I'm singing. That is a high for me. Yeah. That's my alcohol. That's my drug. That's my sex. That's everything.
If you could give advice to an inspiring artist, what would it be?
Work hard. work hard, concentrate, and then learn the business. Learn the business of music too, because it's a business.
Yeah.
And you've got to stay on top of the business of music if you plan to, you know, stay in it.
For longevity.
Yes.
Yeah. What artists do you listen to in your spare time?
On my spare time, I listen to Calvin Richardson, the OJs, a lot of the male singers. There's this girl, Avery Sunshine. I like her music. You know, I'm a kind of a ballad person. I don't listen to a lot of disco or nothing, but I listen to the romantic songs.
Have you been surprised by the response you've received by the UK music lovers?
Oh, yeah, every time. And we've been coming here for over 30 years. And every time it seems like, it amazes me because you all know more of our histories than they ever would because they don't investigate or try to find out about artists over there. Sometimes in the States you're as good as your last record. Fortunately for most of us though, there are a lot of shows that they want of the old school music now, so we pretty much work. But as far as the one thing that I think is missing is that music has become kind of synthesized. You know, they spinned out. And because of auto tunes and all those things, people don't sound the same on their performances as they do on records, which is kind of sad.
Well, we spoke about you being in the Jones Girls, but let's talk about being Shirley Jones now.
Yeah, in 1986. Brenda had just got married. We had been working so much, and we had 3 albums out. Kenny called me and asked me if I wanted to do a solo project, and I did. And Didn't Get Enough Love was the #1 record all over. So
well-known song.
Yes.
Very, very well-known. What do you currently have in the pipeline?
I have a remake. I just wrote some lyrics and did a remake of Who Can I Run To? It's called I Won't Tell, and it's being released here in the UK first in about 4 weeks. You're going to be hearing it on the radio. Yeah, and it's the kickoff single to the tribute album that I'm doing for my sisters that should be released sometime in 2020, and it's called In Loving Memory. And I'm doing that because that's something I like to do for my sisters. So half of it is going to be remakes, and the other half are going to be songs that I'm writing, and I'm going to bring people like Jean's Carr's going to do a duet with me. Hopefully maybe Glenn Jones, you know, people that we worked with on this tribute album today.
Please feel free to make a shout out to your well wishers.
Oh yeah. To all of you, thank you so much for this longevity in this business, and I appreciate and love each and every one of you. And remember, just music is love. It is universal love, and let's spread that. Let's, as they say, make that go viral.
Well, obviously we're backstage at Giants of Lovers Rock, and you're about to go on stage. How are you feeling about that?
Feeling good. I want to get out there and do my sound check so I'll feel more comfortable with the reggae songs.
That's what I was just about to say to you.
Yeah.
How's the transition from soul to reggae?
Well, you know, one good thing about it, I'm familiar with reggae because my sisters and I did Sunsplash 7 years in a row. So I'm familiar with it, but this is my first time actually singing some songs, and I'm doing songs by Brown Sugar. So I'm excited about that. That Black Friday, I love that. Contemplating on the right thing to decide. Will I take the wrong direction all my life? Where will I go? Well, I'm ahead of me. Who can I run to share this empty space? Tell me, who can I run to when I need love?
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
What it do? This your boy Cam Jones checking in from Atlanta, Georgia. Big shout out to FIRERED Station. Hashtag tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes, sir. Big up.